Welcome to Lloyd TV. In this programme we visit Lloyd Mini Carlisle, where Mark Gemmell takes us for a spin in a Mini Cooper D.
The Mini Cooper D, in my opinion, is the best car in the range.
We get the lowdown on winter tyres from service manager Andrew Robinson. But first, Mini brand manager Chris Smalley explains why his dealership in Carlisle is quite a special place to work. It's all coming up in Lloyd TV.
I think the Mini brand everywhere is a really, funky, exciting brand. But I think working for the Lloyd Group, it's superb because it's a family-owned business. Everybody aspires to do the same things, which is to give customers really, really good customer service. And it's a happy place to come to work. And I genuinely think everybody that works for Mini, Lloyd Mini, comes in happy, which is quite a rarity in your workplace, isn't it? The range of Mini is extended now so widely that we've got a coupe, a roadster, a countryman, even a mini van that's just came out. So our range is big, much bigger than I think people sometimes first expect when they come in. The customers here are very, very important. If we had one mission statement every day and every week, it is to look after our customers and do the best job possible. Everything else that comes with, working in a dealership and being successful just follows suit. If the customers come and they get a great experience, a better experience than anywhere else they can go, the sales will always follow, the dealership will always be successful. So there's nothing more important to us than customer satisfaction. As long as our customers are leaving happy, then we're happy. The team that we have here at Mini, 4 sales executives, all really, really good chaps, but they've all got the same principles. They all want to look after customers and they all want to do the very best they can. It's got a good dynamic. Everybody wants to help each other. Well, our service department historically it's been a one-man band, a chap called Andrew, who's done a terrific job with the service department. Again, like the sales department and like the Lloyd's mentality, always trying to strive to give the customers the very, very best experience. We do a lot of interaction with Facebook, which is quite a new thing. So we have 2 Facebook sites, a Lloyd site and a Carlisle Minis. Carlisle Minis is really an ownership club, a mini ownership club that the guys actually started themselves, where we run competitions to win cars for the weekend. We show off new products and we arrange our mini convoys. The mini convoys where we organise a trip. The last one we did was Halloween. We took about 40 of our customers in a convoy. So all their Minis lined up outside our dealership on I think it was 2 days before Halloween, and we went off in a drive together. So it looks great. So people seeing the convoy on the road, I think it has a real great presence. But we had an end destination, which was Lowther Castle. So we're walking around the castle at night, so it was a little bit spooky, and they had an event on where we had pumpkin soup and bits and pieces. By the end of our Halloween event, there was actually a group of customers suggesting what they'd like to do for the next convoy and even offering to help organise it. So the buy-in from Mini customers to do that kind of thing is second to none. I've never ever worked for a franchise where the customers will become so involved with the brand as a Mini customer, which is great for us because we feed off them and I think they feed off our enthusiasm.
This is Mini Cooper diesel in white silver. We've put some nice black bonnet stripes with a little hint of blue, which then matches the bright blue roof and the mirror caps. So what we'll do is we'll go out for a drive in the car and I'll show you what it's all about. The Mini Cooper D, in my opinion, is the best car in the range because it combines the economy of a small diesel engine and the fun of the Cooper aspect of Mini. It comes as standard with what many call minimalism. So you have auto stop start as standard, brake force regeneration, which means when you're braking, the car's using that power to recharge the battery. And on the other side, you've got bulldog stance, something that many have pioneered from the very beginning, which is the wheels in the corners and little overhangs. So you get a lovely, lovely driving experience. The handling's superb, and there's very little body roll when you turn the corners. The engine outputs 112 brake horsepower, which is loads in a little diesel. The car's very, very responsive and a lot of fun to drive. Because it's so environmentally friendly, it qualifies for the lowest tax bracket, which is nil, so you don't pay any road tax. Handling on a Mini is class leading. There's very little body roll, and what that means is when you turn, the car doesn't sway with you, it stays planted on the road. A lot of our customers that drive Minis describe the driving experience as it being on rails, and that really is how it feels. Minis don't really fall foul of the winter weather in the snow and in the ice because the engine's mounted above the front wheels. Whatever the weather, the Mini can get you where you need to go. This particular one's got lounge leather, so the leather's really lush. All Minis have great seats with great lumbar support. Many have hit the nail on the head with the driving position and the materials they use in the seats and the whole cab. All Minis have a 5-star NCAP safety rating. They're so safe on the roads. This particular Mini comes with Visual Boost, which is this screen here, and it's really quite quirky and quite fun. Yeah, CD player comes as standard, DAB digital radio. MP3 player connectivity again is standard with this car. Bluetooth is very handy, so it keeps you legal, but at the same time you can still answer your phone if you have to. The Cooper D changed everything for Mini. You know, it was always the Cooper Petrol that was the car of choice for our Mini drivers, but now we see a 50-50 split. Because you don't lose any of the fun with the diesel engine, I find a lot of our customers are going for it because you mix the economy of diesel and the fun of Cooper. It really is the perfect package.
This is Lloyd TV.
Now these tyres improve your stopping distances not only in the dry but in the wet as well, up to 20% in the wet and up to 40 or 50% in the snow and ice. When the temperature drops below 7 degrees, they recommend changing to these tyres, and that's generally between October and March. One other good advantage with the winter wheels and tyres is it actually improves the wear rate. The tyres can last up to 40% longer than the summer equivalent, so you should get excellent wear out of them. They should last longer than the summer ones. First thing to do, all Mini wheels come with locking wheel nuts. There's a security locking key we have to put in one of the wheel bolts. George just removing the remainder of the bolts. There's a completely different tread pattern on them, and that's obviously to improve the traction in the snow and ice and obviously the heavy rain in winter. We generally find that the winter tyres are a little bit skinnier than the summer ones. This is to improve the traction. If you ever notice any rallies when they've got snow tyres on, they're very, very skinny, and that's to improve the traction. The more tyre you have on the road when it's snowy, the less grip you're going to have. And then it's just a reverse process, just put it back together again. One other thing we do when we take obviously put the new one on, we'll then have to torque it up to the correct torque settings to make sure that it's nice and secure. And there we go, that's one winter tyre successfully installed on the vehicle. Mini can store the tyres for you at a location in Reading to save you cluttering up your garage, and then when you're ready for the other set to go back on, they'll deliver them back up and just swap them straight across for you.
here we are now out on the road in the John Cooper Works Countryman. As I said, we've brought it down on a couple of little roads where we can actually test the capabilities of the car. Some really nice bumpy roads with some nice tight turns. Again, because it is the Mini, it does have the characteristic go-kart feeling that everyone expects to get from the Mini. But with it being the John Cooper Works, has that nice little bit of extra oomph to get up to some hills. Seating position is really good in the Countryman as well, because you'll always get the sports seats, which means it just hugs you that little bit better on the sides. Again, little things like the sports steering wheel is really contoured, so it means that you can keep hold tight to the steering wheel, and you get really good control of the car, especially if you have a little bit of fun and pop in the sport mode. The sport mode itself doesn't really make the car that more responsive, but what it does, it tightens up all the steering and you get a lot more true feeling of the road through the steering wheel of the car. So it means if you want to have a bit more fun and put your foot down, it means you can read the road perfectly, which means that you can enjoy the driving experience that all a little bit more. Couple of nice, really strong bumps here, but again, the way the Mini's essentially set up kind of enhances the drive more than actually hinders it, and just puts that little bit of extra fun into the drive. Now the car we're driving at the moment does have a few extras on here, so you do have something like the chili pack, which kind of gives you a few options, so things like the xenon headlights, multifunction sports steering wheel, half cloth, half leather sports seats, automatic lights and wipers, as well as many more options. In the John Cooper Works is still the same 1.6 engine that Mini use across the range, just obviously has the turbo capabilities, which kind of gives it 218 brake horsepower, meaning your 0 to 62 speed is still closer to the 7-second mark. So obviously really quick car off the mark, plenty of oomph should you need it. Like I said, with 218 brake, it certainly can hold its own if needed to on the road. One good thing that we really try to push home is just trying to put that little bit of extra fun and excitement into a test drive. We don't just want a standard test drive. We've got some absolutely gorgeous scenery around us, and we try and use the roads to an absolute max. So if you really want a true feel of how a car will drive, we have the motorway on our doorstep, and then the other way we have some really good country roads where you can actually get maximum capabilities out of the car and give you a true overall feel. That's the test drive now done. I hope you've enjoyed that as much as I have, and if it's something that you want to experience yourself, why not pop along and see us.
Lloyd, a family-owned company providing a prestige buying experience from modern state-of-the-art dealerships. Dedicated to providing the unique standards of service and attention to detail on which we first built our reputation nearly 40 years ago. Lloyd, the way it should be.